RV Educational Institutions, Shivananda Sharma Memorial RV College, video lecture, and ISR initiative. SSMRV College, one of the premier institutes run by the prestigious RV group of institutions, has come up for students with a unique initiative to engage at the time of this unforeseen medical emergency caused by corona outbreak. As a social responsible institution, we would like to connect academically with students to overcome the gap of classes. This connection, I, Bharati NS, Assistant Professor of Department of Commerce, UG, has prepared a PPT on the subject Principles and Practices of Auditing on the topic Procedure for Verification and Valuation of Liabilities. Do listen to the video lecture till the end. Do subscribe and share with your peer groups. Thank you. Hello everyone. So in the previous video we have discussed about procedure for verification and valuation of assets. In this video we will be discussing about procedure for verification and valuation of liabilities. So first liability what I'll be explaining about is bills payable list. What an auditor does is first he will be verifying bills payable by seeing the aspect list of bills payable. So the auditor should obtain the list of outstanding obligation on account of bills payable. This should be checked with the proof and should also be checked with the bills payable books and accounts. So how many number of bills payable accounts or installments are there, that will be checked, and later that will be verified with the proofs, the previous paid and now which is left over to pay, and also the same amount should match with the bills payable books and accounts. So this will be the first aspect to check. So the second thing which has to be seen while you're verifying bills payable is external confirmation. With the permission of the client, the auditor should obtain confirmatory statements from their drawers directly. So you should get the confirmation that the bills payable for whom you are paying, and that confirmation statement who is taking that amount should be got. The third concept is payment after balance sheet statement date. So the bills paid after balance sheet date should be verified with the entries made in the cash book. So this year you have concluded, so the next upcoming balance sheet will be calculated. So the next consecutive year, whatever happens, whatever you pay after the balance sheet date, that all should be recorded in the cash books. Next point is reconciliation statement. It need to be reconstructed on balance sheet date. So you keep a track on bills payables whatever you are paying. And what we will be checking is recording. So verify all new bills payable and payment made or recorded properly in the books of accounts against proper creditors. So what is happening here is you have to verify that the new bills as well as the old bills, all these whatever you have made payments, all these have been recorded. So proper record proof is very important in the auditing. The next point is confirm cancellation. So auditor have to confirm that the amount paid on bills have been duly cancelled and confirmation have been obtained on cancellation. So if at all you have paid a liability which is cancelled, so when you get that liability being cancelled also, you need a proof stating that the liability, the bills payable, whatever is there, that has been cancelled. So for that also you'll be getting a proof, and that proof has to be collected and presented to the auditor. So that was all about bills payable. So next concept what we'll discuss in the liability is sundry creditors. So when you are checking sundry creditors verification, when you're doing on sundry creditors, what do you see? So the first one is schedule of creditors. Auditor must obtain from client the creditor's schedule. This schedule should be checked with balance on ledger account. What is creditor schedule in the sense? The number of payments you have accepted on the date. So what date, what payment has to be done. So this schedule, either you're paying quarterly, half yearly or monthly or whatever payment you have accepted for the contract, that should be mentioned. Next is discount on creditors. If any discount is given for the creditors, that should be known to us. If the client maintains provision in respect to discount on creditors, he should check the same with reference to the creditors account. So the discount what you have given in your books and what exactly you are giving in the accounts should not vary. So the amount and the entry should not vary, both should be same. The next point in sundry creditors checking is purchase to creditors. He should see that all the purchase during the year have been taken into account. Of special care must be taken at year-end purchases. So whatever you purchase in the year will go in a track. When you're doing purchase at the year end, so obviously you have to take care whatever creditors are there, because you will be preparing a balance sheet at that particular date. So whatever amount is balanced, that will be carried forward to the next date. So you have to be very careful when you're doing this calculations, especially any purchases done at the year end or account closing time. So the next point is fictitious entries. So special attention need to be paid to the entries made at beginning and end of the year. As I told you, the initial and the end is always wherein you carry forward the previous balances. The next you will carry forward opening balance and closing balance will be there. No, this will create major jargons. So that has to be kept in view. So these entries are to be passed by taking proper care, and there should be proper verification of accounts to be done. The next point is unpaid for long me. That is nothing but if any debt found unpaid for a long term, that long time debt whatever is there, inquiry should be made, since it is possible that instead of paying to creditors, the amount might be misappropriated. So sometimes wrong entries, either whenever you're paying through bank or through whatever sense, either they would have not accepted it properly or they don't maintain proper accounts, your creditor, and you by mistake, if you forget or skip any entries, as we have studied this previously, errors and frauds. So in the error section, missing of entries also is there. So in that case, if you have done any errors, that should be taken into view. Was all about sundry creditors. So the next thing what we'll be speaking about is contingent liability. So contingency is a condition where the ultimate outcome of which gain or loss will be known or determined only on the occurrence or non-occurrence of one or more uncertain future events. So accounting provision accounting standard 4 provides guidance in respect of circumstances when provision has to be made for contingent losses if all information is available. What has to be checked for contingent liability further for according to accounting standard 4 is mentioned in the next slide. First, let me explain you about contingent liability with one example. What is contingency means? It is a condition until and unless it occurs, we can't know that it will occur or it won't occur. So that it is uncertain future event. For example, a company manufactures a product, and when it is ready to sell, that company will give you a product warranty, right? This is a word which we have heard familiarly. That product warranty will be a minimum period of time. So that certain period of time, if that product fails to perform within that warranty period, what will be done is the product has to be replaced by the company. So when the product has to be replaced or repaid by the company, it is a liability to the company. This kind of unforeseen, uncertain future events are a liability for an organization. Now, what are the things which we will be verifying when you are verifying any contingent liabilities in a concern? So first one is disclosure. If proper data is not available regarding contingent liability, the same must be disclosed in the notes of accounts along with nature of contingency. Whatever unforeseen event has happened, which is considered as a contingent liability, that liability should have a proper evidence or proper data proof. If that proper evidence or situation proof is not there, you're not going to consider that as a liability. But in case if you have considered under certain constraints, if you considered it as a contingent liability, then you have to mention that in the books of accounts. So second one is confirmation. Auditor has to obtain all required documents to confirm him about existence of contingent liability. So it should be confirmed that it is a contingent liability. You can't take up some other liabilities and put it in the head of contingent liability. It should be acceptable as a contingent liability itself. So it should be very specific about that particular unforeseen event. Whichever is such kind only will be considered as contingent liability. Next one is expert opinion. See, if auditor is technically inefficient, he should obtain opinion from expert also, who is technically skilled on evaluation of contingent liability. As I told you, contingent liabilities will differ from organization to organization. So when these differences are there, how do you evaluate that as a contingent liability? So if an auditor is not efficient, or if he is unable to find out that either it is a contingent liability, can it be taken in that place, in that terms what they try to do is they will go for an opinion from experts, so that experts will guide you properly either on what basis this valuation of contingent liability can be done. So assistance can be taken from experts too, from auditors. In this video we have discussed about procedure for verification and valuation of liabilities like bills payable, sundry creditors and contingent liability. So what are the major aspects which an auditor verifies when he is verifying this liabilities is being explained. And this is very content specific and this is very syllabus specific for only 6th semester BCom students, whatever explanation is given here. So thank you for listening and watching the video.